Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today is a big day, and big, I mean massive. This is going to be Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. This is a cooperative strategic puzzle that I really liked as a solo experience, but also found it very compelling with multiple players. It's got a little bit of randomness, a whole lot of chaos, and it is, as far as I remember, a really beautiful game. So I am super excited to have this arrived. I believe it was a first-time publisher, Nemesis Games. So this is one of their babies. I need to make a video. I'm probably going to do it maybe before this video is out. We'll have to see. But talking about why I think first-time publishers are your best value on Kickstarter. I don't know, it's an interesting discussion. Maybe it's a debate Alex and I need to have because, in my opinion, you don't get things like this at a fair and reasonable price if you don't spend a little bit investing in a company that is willing to do crazy things just to make their game happen. Safety warning. This game contains small parts and could be a choking hazard. If I choke, I'm going to be so upset. Alright, let's take a look here. So, all of these boards... Oh, and like always in our unboxing videos, I know enough about this game to talk about it as we break it out. So, all of these boards are going to contain the different locations that are going to be spread out on a map as you're playing. The object of the game is you're kind of a squabbling, weak power, doing your very best to regain some foothold in this realm, build your troops up, and defend against or take down the invading forces. Both the frost coming out from the outside, the monsters and the creatures that exist there, and not the Uprising, you are the Uprising, the Legion that controls the middle of the town. It was really hard, if I remember correctly. So all of these are going to be locations where you'll start spreading out and exploring. Fantastic artwork. Cardboard feels good, and tiles punch well. Those will last well. I won't punch them all right now because I want to take the time to punch and organize it here. Here's going to be the player board. So I'll go ahead and pop this out. Now, like I said, you're going to be playing in this chaotic environment, doing your very best to defend. And you're going to all start on varying, areas and regions of the board, and you're working together to keep the escalating nightmare from completely encroaching and kind of devouring you. We have another board here, which is going to be the extended Imperial Graveyard and Chaos Graveyard. This is where all the minis are going to stack, all of your cards are going to go as you play. And we have the other side, the final side, Chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like that they did it split like this, because depending on the size and the environment you're playing in, you actually have a lot more flexibility. So if you're playing solo, you can have these spread out. If you're playing multiplayer, you can have someone managing each one of the boards. I think that's nice. I appreciate that, because in the demo mode that they had, and I believe in the prototype that we were sent, I think we had a neoprene mat. So I actually like... Don't tell them this. I actually like the board more than I think I like the neoprene mat. Here's going to be our turn order, combat sequence. Going to break down the different legions that we have, how we activate. The rulebook. Nice little clasped rulebook here. Artwork's fantastic. Where's the flavor text here? They have to have some. Fully cooperative, strategically challenging, deeply immersive experience for 1 to 4 players. Where is your flavor text? Oh. I know there's a ton, because there's a ton of lore about all the characters and stuff, but I can't believe you're abandoning me at the front forward flavor text. Wow. I am hurt. Ba-da-da-da-da. I wonder if I'm in here as a playtester. I don't think so. Alright, enough distraction. There's no flavor text in the front, which is very disappointing. My feelings are hurt. A few tokens that you can punch out. These are going to be your player boards for each of the various factions that we have. These look fantastic. These are going to control the different types of units that you're spawning on and also walk you through the actions that you can take. Command, Explore, Haven, Market, Quest, Trade, and Move. And these are going to be the way that you interact, gain resources, start spawning people out onto the board throughout your play. So it looks like all of these actually pop out now. Very nice. So these are going to be all of our player factions. Now, they went with, I'm curious to see the quality, instead of a pile of minis, I remember that they were talking about going with custom stands and acrylic pieces. So let's see how these turned out. Nice acrylic. They feel good. They have the film on top, so as you peel that. I really like the artwork in this game. It's one of the reasons why while I like the poses and I like nice minis and I think they're super cool, I didn't advocate for minis. Because with it being a cooperative game, where you have to manage a lot of factions and a lot of things on the board, minis that come gray aren't good or aren't best for that, because you get lost so easily if you haven't taken the time to paint them. And they also have these custom stands where they have little points off of each side, which is going to help them have a little bit of weight and stand up. These are nice. I do wish they were maybe a little bit chunkier. They don't feel like they're going to snap or break or anything like that. But they're maybe a little bit thinner than I would have want some of these smaller ones. They don't have that heft that you're sometimes looking for with deluxified components. But I love the artwork, and I think, personally, I would have voted for these acrylic standees above a whole pile of gray minis. Because I think it's going to make the game prettier. I think it's going to make the game easier to play. And this game's chaotic enough that I don't need a bunch of things that make it more difficult to play. So one of the really cool things, and you can see it from the faction boards that I flipped through, is every faction is going to have their own kind of rules for operating and their own unique units and leaders that pop out, which is one of the asymmetric elements that I liked about the game when we were playtesting it. It gives you a lot of control over how you want to experience the game, what factions you want to run, and sort of the balance or the puzzle that you're solving for. These trays are ridiculous. Giant, hefty, wooden health tokens. I like that. Some red gems. Some nice dice. We'll give them a dice roll just a judgment call. Oh, and a little pip. You need to make it back inside of your container because I'd rather not lose you. Nice. Those feel good. These are all going to be custom dice. Bright colors, super easy to read. All of our cards, these are going to have flavor text on them, but I don't want to spoil them all for you. These are going to be your quest cards, your nemesis cards, basically the whole operating system of the game. So throughout the course of the game, you're going to be running into various quests and missions that you're trying to solve. You're going to have various leaders that you're playing as, and of course, you're going to have events and then nemesis or threats that you have to deal with. So flash through just a little bit of this. Yeah, so the artwork on all of these is going to be fantastic, and it's going to have amazing flavor text like, "The Emperor is dead, long live the Emperor. With the sanction of the escaped Empress, the governor of Azul declares himself the new leader of the last bastion of the Empire. 4 days, an eclipse of the sun has darkened the island, and the survivors are huddling even closer in their poorly defended shelters." And then we have our leaders. Then we have our enemies that can pop out. Odo was the Empire's greatest hope. Now he is the biggest threat. And then we're going to have a series of different missions that we can accomplish, like Corrupted Druid or Druid Sacrifice, Forest Spirit, the Imperial Inquisition, Instruction of the Druids. So all of these are going to have various win, fail, solve, don't solve conditions, and so you're going to be playing throughout the game. They can give you a massive bonus, but they can also hurt you if you don't quite get what you need. And then all of these are going to be weapons, skill cards, just bonuses that you get as you play through. This is looking really nice. We have Resource Box. So this is going to be where everything that we're punching is going to go. The mammoths, the resources. Oh, what are these? What doth we have here? Oh, these are the villages. Nice. So every player is going to have their own little villages. Very nice. Now, if I remember correctly, here we are. So So let me show this off. This is one of the things that I thought was really nice and very cool about the game. So we have all of our Nemesis on standees. Bright color. Now we get into one of the cool parts. So, as you play, you're going to be dealing with your own forts and your own fortresses, and you're going to be dealing with your enemies. So each one of these, and these were made out of resin or clay when we first got them. Each of these is going to be stackable, and it's going to develop into your own little keep. And that's the same thing for your fortresses as well. So as you gain benefits, higher defenses, everything like that, these will start slotting in. So that one slots in around to display that. What are these tentacle clips for? These must be the health. What a cool way to do the health. Love that. To display that you have a keep. And then if you have a watchtower, which is going to be another layer of... So the first is a layer of defense, the second is a layer of attack or security, and they just build up. I love that. I love that little system of kind of like escalating cool principles. So let's set this off to the side. We'll clean this up in just a moment. What do we have here? We have Armory of Azul Uprising, so this is going to be an expansion card pack that came with the Kickstarter. So what do we get? A game from Nemesis Games. Okay. So let's just poke these out. Let's take a quick look, but maybe not rip this. Because maybe I want to slide them all back in here. What do you think? Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. So all of these are going to be the wall upgrades, the... various different, you can get spells, you can get arrows, you can get city upgrades. There's a lot of little upgrades that you can get from all of these cards, and it looks like these are just all bonus actions and abilities. My assumption is I'm just going to mix this into the core game because that's what it seems like it is designed to do. So we'll tuck that in. Have a dice pack, which I think is just going to be an extra dice pack. I wanted to get more dice because I didn't know how much they were sending in the core box, but I remember when we were doing playtesting, dice were something that we were sharing around the table a lot, and so having a few extra never hurts, so I appreciate that. And then the Uprising Arch Nemesis expansion. I actually don't know what is in this expansion. I backed at like the full level, but I didn't pay close attention to everything that they unlocked, and this is going to be one of those things that they got along the way. So, I am curious to see what exactly is inside of this. My assumption is going to be it expands upon that core system. So, we have more city tiles, more spires, so starting tiles, spires, that open that up. Uprising. It's going to be another rule book. Okay. No flavor text in front of this either. It looks like we're going to have a few more playable characters and then a few really cool beasts. Oh, and look at this. Oh, no, we're introducing story. Yes, here's the flavor text I was looking at. Nice. So, each character, expansion factions, yes, backstory, love it. Last Emperor, the Uprising, and then Prophet of Thorns, a heroic tale written together with our Kickstarter community. Chapter 1, Chapter 2. Nice. This is great. I love that. And then we got some amazing artwork. I love that scene with the elephants. Tree's beautiful. Reminds me of Robin Williams' movie. Forget. Okay, Chapter 8. I'm going to have to sit down and read through this. This is super cool. This is the flavor text I was looking for. You have... not entirely redeemed. You still need intro flavor text. I'm just saying. You need it. Let's see here. The Uprising. One of the few places far enough away from the center of the Empire to be spared by the curse was the Islands of Azul, once notorious as a gathering place for pirates. and all sorts of scum who found no place in the empire. Decoria had occupied the islands and put an end to this plague. But as rumors of the emperor's death, and the end of the world led to the belief that Nethera's gates would not provide support of their occupiers, the subjugated peoples of Azul seized the opportunity for rebellion. The uprising began. But beyond the frozen sea lurks a threat that imperils the survival of the rebels and occupiers alike. For some of the hordes of chaos that had entered the mortal world through the now closed rift survived the cataclysm. The depopulated heartlands offered them no place to survive, no souls to consume. Thus they followed the shockwave until months and years later they finally, driven by insatiable hunger, reached the edge of the known world and the remains of civilization. Sweet. Alright, so the boards we have here. We have new beasts that we're fighting, the herds. Ooh, we have the turtle faction. We have the crazy, like, knight and raptor faction. And we have just, it looks like a straight hero faction. It's awesome. And then we're going to have the same inserts, the same cards, and various upgrades going along with them. Sweet. So this is going to add a little bit more story. It's going to open up some new factions and maybe some unique ways to play. I hope it has sort of like a pure solo or something that's like a scripted solo. So there you have it. Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor, has arrived. I'm excited to dive into this. I'm going to get to the table here soon. Probably just do a solo game to start with, learn the rules, kind of refresh myself, and then let me know if you're into this game, if you're excited to see some more solo content here on the channel. What are you interested in seeing? What are you excited about? What gets the blood flowing? All right. That's a video. I'll see you next time. Thanks.